The Orphan Justice. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet town called Willow Springs, there lived a happy couple named Toby and Mira. They had 2 children, Zane, a strong little boy of 7, and Nina, his baby sister. Toby was a kind farmer, and Mira sold bread in the market. They were poor, but they laughed every day. One day, something bad happened. Late at night, when Zane and Nina were asleep, men wearing black came into their house. There was shouting. Zane woke up and saw fire. By morning, his parents were dead. Nobody said who did it. But Lulu, I saw the man who gave the order. His name was Mr. Rex, the richest man in Willow Springs. Zane and Nina became orphans. Nobody wanted to take care of them. So Zane, only 7 years old, carried Nina on his back every morning, begging for food. I gave them bread when I could. My heart broke every time I saw them. As Zane grew, he worked everywhere, washing cars, selling water, carrying loads. He never smiled. He never forgot what happened. But he never told Nina the truth. He always said, Mama and Papa traveled. Zane went to school in the day and worked at night. He had no help. Sometimes he fainted from hunger. But every time he opened his school books, he whispered, I will make Mama and Papa proud. I will find the truth. When Zane turned 20, he got a scholarship to a big university. He studied business and law. He was smart and quiet. Everyone liked him, but nobody knew what he had seen as a child. While Zane was in school, Nina also grew. She became very beautiful and kind. One day, a young billionaire named Jay met her at a charity event. He fell in love with her soft voice and humble smile. Zane did not tell Jay who they were. He smiled at Jay and said, Thank you for loving my sister. He was happy for her. But deep in his heart, he was building something big, something painful. After graduation, Zane started his own company. He made money from online trading, oil, and tech. In 5 years, he became one of the richest men in the country. Newspapers called him the Silent Star. But money was not his joy. Every night, he stared at a small photo of his parents. His plan was ready. He began to buy companies owned by Mr. Rex, the man who destroyed his life. He didn't attack Mr. Rex with guns. No. Zane used money and brain. He bought the banks, the farms, and even the news stations. He made sure Mr. Rex was slowly falling. Mr. Rex started losing money. His workers left. His houses were sold. He was angry. He said, Who is doing this to me? But nobody answered him. Then one day, the president of the country heard about Zane. They thought he was too powerful, too rich, too quiet. They feared he might try to take over the country. So they sent spies to watch him. Zane was ready. He had loyal men and women, people he helped in the past. They loved him and protected him. They passed information to him. Some even worked inside the government. One night, soldiers came to arrest Zane. But he had already left. He was hiding in the mountains, praying with a blind old woman who was once his mother's friend. Zane asked her, Mama, should I stop this fight? The woman held his hand and said, Let God lead, but don't forget your truth. In the city, everyone was talking. Who is this Zane? Why is the government afraid of him? Then, an old man who knew the story came on TV and said, Zane's parents were killed by Mr. Rex 27 years ago. The whole country went silent. The truth shocked everyone. People cried. Churches held prayers. They said, We judged Zane wrongly. That boy lost everything. Messengers to Zane. They said, Please forgive. Let the law fight for you. We were wrong. But Zane said nothing. He stayed in the mountain. Then one day, Nina visited him. She cried and said, Brother, let's stop. I am married. You are rich. Let's live. Please let God handle it." Zane looked at her and whispered, "I miss Mama's voice." Nina hugged him tightly. That night, he walked into the forest alone, looking up to the stars. Zane walked deep into the forest and knelt by an old tree. "God," he said, "if I fight, I may lose my soul. If I stop, I may lose my parents again. Show me what to do." A soft wind blew, and he heard a voice in his heart say, "Justice is not revenge. Justice is truth with peace." The next morning, Zane came down from the mountain. His face was calm, but his eyes held power. He called the news stations and told his story to the whole world. He showed the papers, the photos, and the hidden secrets of Mr. Rex. People wept as they watched. Mothers held their children. Old men removed their hats. Everyone saw how the rich man had lied, stolen, and killed. That week, Mr. Rex was arrested. He stood in court and said, "I did it. I was afraid of Toby. He was too wise. I wanted all the land." The judge looked at him and said, "You stole from a child who grew to be greater than you." Zane did not attend the trial. He was in the hospital, sitting beside a little boy who had lost his own parents. He told the boy, "You can become anything. Just don't let hate fill your heart." The president called Zane again. This time, not with fear, but with honor. He said, "You are stronger than a soldier. Will you help us fix the broken hearts in this land?" Zane smiled and nodded. Zane used his money to build companies where young youths will work and to also attract other foreign investors to come into the town. He built hospitals and houses for homeless people. He named them after his name, Zane International Company. Nina helped too, giving free clothes to poor and homeless people. But every year on the night his parents died, Zane would light 2 candles in front of their old house. He never forgot them, but he no longer cried. He had turned his pain into light. One day, Lulu, the old woman telling this story, sat with Zane. I was 80 years old. I held his hand and said, "You waited 27 years, but you never became the monster that hurt you." Zane looked at me and said, "Thank you, Mama Lulu. You gave us bread when no one else did. You gave me hope." We both cried. The sky was quiet. The sun was soft. Zane wrote a book. He called it The Boy Who Waited. In the book he wrote, "Don't let pain control your life. Let pain teach you how to heal others." Now, Zane lives in peace with Nina and her husband, Jay. They built a house near a river with birds singing every morning. They often sit with children and tell them truth is stronger than revenge. And me, Lulu, I still sit under my mango tree, watching the sky and smiling. I tell this story so people will know, even if the world forgets your pain, God never forgets. Justice may wait, but it always comes in time. Revenge may burn for a moment, but justice shines forever. Zane could have destroyed lives the way his parents' lives were destroyed, but he chose to expose the truth and bring light, not more pain. True strength is not in getting even, but in doing what is right even when it hurts. If you learned something from this story, comment 100% on the comments section and join our Folktale story community. Subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell for more. Like, share with friends and family. See you on our next video.